On October 3rd through October 5th, the entire debate world comes together for 3 nights, 1 platform, 1 spectacle. This is not just another debate event. This is the grandest stage of them all. Debate Mania is the premier event in the debate community, the Super Bowl of intellect, the WrestleMania of words. The brightest minds, the fiercest rivalries, the biggest stakes. Here, champions are made, legacies are written, and only the sharpest minds survive. Debate Mania is the grandest stage of intellect. 2 voices, 2 visions, 1 destiny. For generations, the fight for black liberation has taken many forms. But at Debate Mania, the battle is not fought with fists. It is fought with ideas. In one corner, the pseudo-Hunter Heru conscious, a fearless atheist, a relentless skeptic. He believes Pan-Africanism is an outdated ideology. And at Debate Mania, she plans to prove it. But standing in his way is the champion, the defender of the people, the voice of pride, power, and Pan-African unity. Super Pan Man, the Pan-African atheist. 2 giants of thought, 2 unstoppable forces. 1 collision that will shake the foundations of the Versus series. This is more than a debate. This is the main event. This is Debate Mania. Only on Paradigm Shift TV 314. Be there for this historic 3-night event.
Listen, man, it's your brother Culture back, and we coming back again. And what we coming back with is we coming back with love, because that's all I'm bringing. That's all I'm spreading, right? Right. And so we back with a vet. You understand me? You understand me? We back with a vet this time. It's your brother Culture. It's your dog, fresh out the vet, back with a vet, right? I got my brother Michael Everett here. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta, you know what, brother? Although you're not a belt holder, I feel like your past on this platform deserves some type of acknowledgement, right? And so as I introduce you, I want to lead out with this. I just got to ask the people.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here? Are you not?
I'm just asking, right? So without any further ado, my brother Michael Everett. What's up with you, big bro? How you doing? How you living, man?
Man, it's all good, bro. Appreciate that introduction, bro. Like you got me feeling special right now, bro. Like you said, I deserve some accolades around here. Appreciate that, bro.
I had to look, bro. I had to play the gladiator joint because I was looking. I was looking at the media as I'm like, man, I don't. The champions here don't really fit, right? Because that's kind of unique to one person already. The other joint don't really fit. Let me find something that I feel like fits, right? And because I've always kind of stuck this standpoint, right? Style make fights. And although your particular record isn't an undefeated one, I told people even in the first Debate Center episode, I said, you know, Michael Everett, their brother Michael Everett is like a Tyson a Tank in a way that you gotta watch out, cause you gotta get a brother a puncher's chance. You gotta give the brother his due respect, and you gotta give him a puncher's chance, because I've seen him work. And I'm sorry if it goes over a lot of people's head, but I've seen the brother put in some work, right? So before I get to the first question for you, my good brother, let's acknowledge the audience. So I just want to say, peace, salute to A1. A1 came back to back. I know there's whatever going on, but salute to the support, right? I want to say salute to Miss Haru Conscious. Peace to you, sis. I want to say what's up to my slightly by 6 months little sister that be beef with everybody, Sage. You feel me? It's all love, Sage. I want to say peace to my big bro, Nobody, right? Peace all the time, every time to Nobody. And I want to say peace and love to my homie right there, Kenan. That's my brother for sure. So we're going to get right into the questions today. We're going to get right into the questions, Mike. So the first question is going to be similar, right, to what we had before, but we really want to know the debate. We really want to know the debaters. We really want to know who the people are, right? I want to know who you are, right? We want to know who you are, right? So my first question, or my first kind of statement of response, tell the audience about yourself in the context of this debate.
That's what's up. Well, originally I ended up getting into debating about a few months ago, back when I originally, first debated Doc Too Sweet. That was actually my first official debate, not just with the platform, but, all around. Felt a little bit of inexperience at that point in time, but, I was able to get some advice from, some seasoned competitors. And, I felt like I was able to, make some big improvements along the way. But originally, it was actually Mama B who got me involved with the platform when it came to debate. One day we were just talking and she was just like, you know what, I think you'll be good for this. You got a lot to say, a lot of information to give, lot to share. I think you'll be a good fit for this whole debating thing. So I gave it a try because of her. Then, to Mama B is the reason why I'm here right now. So I will say that.
Okay, cool. So you answered my second question, right? But you may be able to elaborate a bit more. And I want to say due respect, enough respect to Mama B, right? I know she busy moving around with her, whatever she doing in life somewhere. She probably somewhere with one rolled up, Mama B, right? But I want to say peace and love to her, right? And I hope everything good is going on to that elder right there. I want to shout out to the audience one more time. I want to shout out to the light skinned dude that looked like the slug from Ice Age, Leandre, my favorite person to beef with. That's my favorite person to beef with in the world right there. Right? But
I feel you on that one.
I want to ask you, right, because you told us already. But if you could give a little bit more, like, right, I know it has to be the reason why you debate gotta be more than Mama B, right? Like, what makes you want to keep going after the first couple debates? Why are we doing this now? Why are you here now?
Man, you know what? I don't want to. Man, it's kind of hard saying it because I don't want to feel like it's disrespectful to any of the other like competitors. But for me, like this is fun, bro. Like it's really a lot of fun to get up on stage, do your presentation, bring your information. Especially when it comes to the Q&A round. I mean, you got to be able to hold your own in that Q&A round. I mean, it's like debating is really a unique experience, especially for the folks that like to talk a lot of trash. I mean, if you got a lot on your mind, bro, I'm telling you, debating is probably a good fit for you. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it really don't matter what type of information you bring in to the argument. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got a good argument to share, bro, like people are really going to try to grasp onto what you're trying to tell them. So that's one of the reasons why I kind of got into it. You know what I'm saying? It's really just, for me, it's just a lot of fun to be able to go back and forth with a lot of these individuals that I feel like, you know what I'm saying, they have a lot of information with them, especially folks that are like, I consider to be really well read, you know what I'm saying, and highly educated. I love going back and forth with those people because, like, steel sharp as steel. So, you gotta stay sharp, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta, make sure that you actually mixing yourself with the right company over time.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And nobody said it's like a sport in the chat. And peace to my co-host again. You know, I enjoy it because it's a sport, but it's not like chess. Um, because you can have opponents that are rather rudimentary. Um, to say the least, right? But it's like chess in a way where in your preparation, right? If you're approaching the debate as if it's an actual research project, it depends on the person's approach to the debate, of course. But it's like chess because you have to, um, in a way, almost project, assume, and guess with a certain level of forethought, um, of what your opponent is going to bring, right? Because you're kind of shackled, um, unless you're in a debate platform where you're sharing, right? Because some places share the premise. You're kind of shackled by as far as you can project your opponent's ideas to be, you know, which I think is a cool sport. You know, they wild out sometimes though. I will say they be out wilding sometimes. So I'm gonna get into my next. With that, I'm gonna get into my next question, my brother. So you have an interesting title, one that I am conflicted about, but I'm not gonna. You know what? Let me shut up. I'm gonna fuck it up for everybody.
Nah,
Let me
nah,
ask
go
you.
ahead and say it,
Let me
man.
ask
Go
you
ahead
a
and say
question,
it.
right? Let me ask you a question. Now I'm gonna fuck it up for everybody, man. I ain't gonna listen. Listen, my opinion and my perspective in this is irrelevant, right? So I don't want to. Does your debate topic? It, I guess, is there a relationship in this case? Your debate topic is intelligent design versus evolution.
The Big Bang.
The Big Bang specific. Okay, so intelligent design versus the Big Bang, right?
Yeah.
And in this conversation, I feel like a lot of people's answers are going to be in the context of their eschatology to a certain extent. Um, Naturally, I feel like it's kind of an inevitability of it. Usually, you would think of someone kind of thinking about the beginning of life before the end of life, but in this context, it seems like uh, the two kind of conflicting sides, right? Um, Naturally have varying viewpoints regarding this. So, does your debate topic kind of coincide, reflect kind of your eschatology, your
Um,
your
I would have to say kind of yes and no on that one. Um, First and foremost, I mean, I don't believe in any particular religion, so technically I'd be classified as an atheist, although I do hate the term. But when it comes to, I guess, my mentality, I consider myself to be like more of a realist or a skeptic. So, like, even when it comes to pretty much anything, I would rather see the information that's presented, saying see the information that's available about saying any particular topic, rather than just running away with it like, oh, someone said this, so it must be true, and then just spreading the word around every time I have a conversation about it. So I say when it comes to science, I just pretty much just stick with the research, with the information that's presented. There are a lot of topics where I'm actually interested in, where a lot of other people would consider them to be like fringe science, and so I mean, it is what it is when it comes to stuff like that. So, you know, if you're a skeptic or you don't necessarily believe in any particular deity or theology, then, you know, you just go with what, you know, what's present.
Okay. Okay. So, um, you know, for the sake of time, we're gonna move on um to the next topic. I do there's an interesting comment from King Hercules that says funny because for me those two things don't conflict. Um but I'm different though. That's interesting. To me, that's interesting. Now, I feel like one is usually indicative of the other because of the inherent relationship in our culture today, of course, right?
Oh, is he
Which
speaking
is
about intelligent design and the Big Bang? Is that what he's talking about?
no, he could be. I could be misunderstanding him. I'm thinking his response is in reference to the question. I'm thinking he's saying his idea or conceptualization, whether it's the consensus one or something that's not right, different, even different than ID or intelligent design. I think he's saying his eschatology doesn't necessarily have a relationship with his beginning of time ideology or whatever for the lack of a better term in this context.
I mean,
I
quite
think that's the
honestly,
Shout
interest.
out, shout out,
in my
shout out to
opinion,
both of y'all.
I don't think that anyone should actually. Well, I'm, how do I want to say this? I think everyone should try to keeping, like I say, open mind when it comes to the information that's available, even when it comes to their particular belief.
Mm-hmm.
You never know because, like, when it comes to archaeology, anthropology, I mean, there's always discoveries that are being made. So, I mean, hey, like I said, we are not at a point in time in our existence where we could really say we know for certain what actually took place on these points when it talks about deism and theology. You know, all
Yeah,
of these are really
yeah,
concepts that take place, or for the most part, outside of our particular space-time dimension. So,
for sure, for sure. And he cleared what he set up. What
I,
he
I
just
was going
cleared
to
up makes more sense because hey, I was skip and nobody said I was my brother, my big bro, nobody in the building. Let me hold on before I even get to that. Let me throw something. Let me throw something on for my big brother, nobody real quick. That's the big bro, the other host of Debate Center, right? Let me throw that on real quick. All right, so
appreciate you, bro.
no doubt, no doubt. I was like, what the fuck? I don't understand how you can draw a difference between the two because the relationship is like but he was
well,
like,
yeah,
nah, bro.
I can understand what he's saying now because intelligent design is does kind of intertwine with a lot of different religious beliefs.
Yeah, that's kind of there's where there used to be a divergence. I feel like it's kind of coming back together, but in a particular perspective of the world and ideological viewpoint that I feel like kind of coincides, at least for the majority of the public, coincides with a particular eschatology that would be something like the Christian one, right? Or the biblical one, I would say. I want to say peace to our brother Robert. He's in the chat, right? I've enjoyed this has been a good chat. I want to pause real quick. I have three more questions for you.
Now, hold up for
Um
you jump quick, bro. I want to jump in here real quick on what y'all talking
yeah,
about.
I was pausing
Um,
for you, man, for you to jump in. Go ahead,
okay,
do
my
your thing.
bad. I thought you finna change. I thought you finna change the topic real quick. Even when they was coming up with the title for it, I was the person in the chat trying to tell y'all what, yeah, y'all the same thing. What most people were saying. I mean, was saying, and I believe too. Uh, Me being a Christian, and I believe in intelligent design. Somebody who will bring up the Big Bang, all I would have to say is that God did it. And the reason why I would have thought that it would be a better title for it to have been intelligent design versus evolution is for that reason. Because I can remember when people were saying, we don't know if the universe had a beginning, and we don't remember that, and don't nobody know that. And then over time, it came out that the universe do have a beginning, and then they created the Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory was actually created by a Christian dude. You see what I'm saying? But I ain't saying you can't argue your way out of it. You know what I'm saying? I know you got the skill, you know what I'm saying, to do it, but just based off the title alone, the Big Bang Theory itself could very well lead up to the intelligent design argument, no matter who the god or gods or whatever it is. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's what King Hercules is saying in the chat. So yeah, we were trying to tell y'all that the other night too.
To response to that, just because this is my brother debate topic, and to response to that, nobody, Big Bro, I'm gonna tell you, no, the hell it ain't.
Well, I get what I do get what he's saying though, because that is a lot of times I do run into that whenever I'm having a conversation, either about evolution or the Big Bang. There's someone that usually uses intelligent design as far as saying that their particular deity is responsible for said action.
Right,
but that's one
in that frame of thought, right? But I think that it's possible for people to separate their spiritual lives from their regular everyday lives when they're interacting with people. Like, for example, that you mentioned it was a Christian that came up with the Big Bang Theory. I'm sure in his research in that he had the ability to separate his religious beliefs.
No, I ain't gonna lie. Hold on, bro. People say that stuff, bro, but that's a lie, bro. What you believe does affect your job and all that good stuff. Now, that don't mean you got to be biased, bro. I heard atheist people who follow science say that, well, man, no matter who the scientist is, they leave that stuff at the door. That ain't always true. It's just like you going to work, bro. Your worldview affect even what you do at your job when you at your job, because you human, bro. Just like this scientist, you can't say because he's a scientist all of a sudden everything that he ever believed and ever want to know about or ever want to go, when he walk into this room and put this white coat on, somehow he or she not thinking.
No. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, nobody. This is what I'm saying. Hear me out. And I want to go to the next show, because me and you have a debate show scheduled. This is not our shit. We go back and forth all day. This is the brother Mike.
Yeah, I know.
But I will say this.
I'll say this, nobody. I ain't gonna be too long, bro. I just trying to jump in, but I do got a couple more minutes, so go ahead.
Word, appreciate you stopping by. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna move on to the brother next question. And as we round out, you can hop back in, say what as we round out the end. I want to say that there is a separation, because I've seen flat earthers work jobs that depend on gravity. Everything depends on gravity. So I want to say that the separation. Okay, let's go to the next one. Right.
Oh, that was an interesting response in the chat. Did you see that from Thinker's Bible?
Okay, so it said he did not have a 6-day creationist worldview. He was a Catholic. He was not a flat. Oh, no. Robert, great response. I'm not saying that he was a flat earther. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Yeah. So, but that's something interesting to look into. The convergence of, the divergence of the 6-day creationist perspective, and where it differs with, I guess, the Catholic perspective of how the world and the events the world was created in. I'm not familiar with the difference, but that's something for another show.
King Hercules actually had a good response too. That actually is also correct too, what he was saying. There are many different cultures that actually had a early on concept of what they called the cosmic egg, where they also believed that the universe was inside of a, egg-like or spear-like structure, and that, saying the universe expanded from this tiny yolk. They had a similar, kind of like a proto concept of the Big Bang model. The Mayans were another group of individuals that had a similar theory when it came to the creation of the universe, which also included black holes
Yeah,
being.
let's not get too much into it now. I'm gonna push you on to the next one. I'm gonna push you. Look, I don't ask questions, and I don't acknowledge certain things for a reason. I don't want, even though this might not be in your presentation, even this kind of broaching on a topic can give away even
Oh
an
no,
iota
bro,
an
man, no,
iota of an
I
inch.
didn't, man, I wasn't even to try to, man. It when you talking about the Big Bang theory, bro, like you can really cover like from a lot of different angles, but
For sure, for sure.
yeah, I didn't go that deep into the history of it, what I'm saying, not like that, but yeah,
For
That's what I
sure.
was going to say. I was going to say, I think Mike must got a trick bag, bro. Because don't get me wrong, if science says that the universe has a beginning, which we all agree to, there are arguments to where you still can't attribute that to a deity, and that's the side that atheists take. So, hey man, we all could be wrong, man. Hey, maybe Mike got something. He got a trick in his bag that we don't know about, and he letting everybody probably think, okay, man, y'all think this thing is gonna be something just because the title, man. I'm gonna flip this side so good, it's gonna make everybody be like, wow. So I
I
ain't
mean,
counting you out, bro.
the biggest challenge when doing this presentation though that I came across was just trying to make sure I stick within the context of like being able to explain things within a layman's terms, so the audience themselves can follow along with the story. So like I don't want to lose somebody when I start using like scientific terminology and stuff like that, and then next thing he come in with this easy to explain saying theory, and then
Yeah,
next no.
So, and that, you know what,
I
and
got.
what you just said brings us on to the next question. If you
Well, say,
could
Rocky,
sum
I'm
up
finna jump
your
out.
preparation,
I'm finna jump, Rocky, I'm finna jump out of here and let y'all have that back and forth. I just want to say, now, Mike, based off the title, I don't think nobody's saying that you just automatically lost. We're just saying that it probably would have been a better title if it was intelligent design versus evolution. But you didn't go too far. But I did hear what you just said, though. The couple of words you just said. Hey, man, it is different ways to attack this. So that let me know that whatever everybody thinking on the surface when it comes to this title, man, you probably finna pull a trick out your bag, bro, and straight up blow everybody's mind, man. So I'm for you. I can't wait to see the debate. Little brother Rocky, man, I appreciate you, bro. I can't be around too much because I got my own debate covered up too, man. So y'all stay tuned. Me and my little bro gonna be back in the seat, giving y'all this laughter, seriousness, and drama when it comes to this paradigm shift debate and anything that happens in this world. Shout out to y'all, bro. I'll catch y'all on the next episode, man.
that's a fact. Peace, peace, brother,
All
peace.
right, peace, bro.
As my brother closed that, I have to give him a round of applause after that good diatribe. He does have something coming up. We will have a one-on-one with nobody coming before his debate, but let's move on, right? So I wanted to get into it. Give us one, let us know a glimpse. How did you prepare? Like if you could describe your preparation, what is your preparation when you were in the gym? How were you shadow? Who did you choose to spar with? What let us know. Talk to us. Let us know, man. If you could sum it up, what would it be?
Man, first and foremost, I would always say that research is like the most fundamental part of it. Um, Not only that, it's like you were saying a little bit earlier, you have to kind of understand somewhat of try to get an understanding of where your opponent's going to be coming from, saying what their premise is going to be, so that saying you're probably not going to be stepping on each other's toes, saying trying to present the same information, saying at the same time. But one of the things I usually try to focus on is defining terminology. You know, like I was just saying, I don't want to get up there doing my presentation and start talking and I end up losing somebody because, you know, saying they don't understand the scientific terminology that I'm using during my explanation. So I try to make sure that, you know, saying I can break it down and make sure that it's easy to digest, you know, saying for the average individual.
Okay. So one of the things you spent a lot of time in was making your presentation more consumable so people that don't know will be able to follow. I appreciate that. I think one thing we lose, and this could be just maybe my perspective because of my history with giving presentations and um academic settings and at work for clients and distributors, terms always needs to be gone over before we even get into it. I feel like a lot of times that's something we forget to do is explain definitions, go for basic parts, because you have an entire meeting or do an entire presentation and look back and didn't nobody catch anything what you were trying to explain because you talked over everybody's heads.
Yeah.
Um, that's why I really don't like to be talking about stuff like that. Because when I talk over people's heads and they respond with something that doesn't make sense, it gets kind of frustrating. So we're going to the next one, right? Without giving us any of your points, what do you think the round splits will come out to? What you think? What you think we gonna get out of three? What you think we gonna get?
You mean like who's gonna win?
Yeah, round splits. Like
Oh,
you gonna 3-0 them. You gonna 2-1. Is it gonna be a tight 2-1 where where really the person who won got the Q&A? You win. It wasn't really what you think.
um, I'm hoping he really has a interesting point of view when it comes to you know, doing this presentation. I'm kind of interested to see how I'm going to be able to attack his point of view when it comes to the Q&A round. So all in all, I would say I'm not really sure, but you know what I'm saying, I'm really working on my presentation on my end so much. So, you know, saying when it comes to my Q&A, I don't get uh tripped up on some, you know, basic terminology or stuff like that, or end up explaining something incorrectly or not being able to give, you know what I'm saying, an answer. Um so mm, I do say that I expect to win the Q&A. Um but like I said, I'm kind of uncertain as far as like what he's going to bring when it comes to his presentation. So I'm going to be like, you know, saying trying to focus on my end, making sure everything's up to par, making sure people can really understand it, absorb the information that I'm giving them. So, I say I do expect to win the Q&A. That's all I can say.
Okay. 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 You know what? And I think in my opinion at least, the Q&A is the part of the debate that I think is the most important. I'm gonna be honest. Um we as humans, we tend to remember best what happened last. Naturally, that how it should work? No, because that's how politics strips you up. That's how politicians lie to you and confuse and conflate and completely misconstrue things. But I noticed that happens. So I do believe that I actually, my personal opinion is that that's how you will win this particular debate, is because of the Q&A section. I think your strength, where you can kind of put your flag down, will be in that part of the debate. Okay, so the last question, right? Because we got the sister Quinn coming up next. We got the sister Quinn coming up next. That's the first queen. That's the first sister we have on Debate Center with your brother Culture and a 30 for 30. So that's a big deal. We got the sis coming up next, right? So I got one last question with my big bro, Mike. I got one last question for you. Who are you
All right.
looking forward to contesting in the future, or who do you like? If you have a preferable matchup, who is that? What are you looking for? What are you looking forward to?
Oh man, you know what? I really don't try to look too far ahead to the future, but like I say for right now, I would really have to say Quinn. You know, I feel like that she's a really strong competitor. I like her style when it comes to doing a presentation and stuff like that, man. I feel like that she's like really sharp when it comes. So, making it past this first round, bro. You know what I'm saying? Him is gonna be a tough one too. But I'm really interested in seeing what Quinn got to offer. So
Word. Okay. And look, I'm gonna let that bitch. I'm gonna let that bitch breathe. I ain't gonna say no more. I'm gonna let the microphone breathe off of what you said. Right? That's what Jay-Z said when he ended this. Let that bitch breathe, ain't it? When he was done with the mic. So
hey, just let it be done, bro.
Hey, Mike, I'm gonna leave it with that. Your brother Culture, your brother Mike out. We gonna be right back at you in about 15 to 20 minutes with my sis, y'all sis, the steel stiletto stepper, Miss Quinn. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Anything to assassinate my character. What that showed me, remember this lack of a conscience when I come out. Remember this lack of mercy when I come out. Niggas is hypocrites. So, okay, you want to see some macho shit? I'm the most macho nigga out here. I thought you niggas knew. I'm the most thuggish nigga out here. I have no motherfucking fear. I have no fear. I have only ambition, and I want mine. And I will do anything to protect and feed my family. And these niggas represent a threat. Because I worked too hard on this.
Yeah. Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand.
I'm back again like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming down my roof, leaving. Don't give a I don't care. Did this for my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get on my God, I might tell them it's nothing. In the discussion, got them feelings, I throw all my pain on percussion. It's disgusting. I hear them bragging about that they did, and it do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the soil, but swear that you on my spot at the feast. I've been on go mode, showboat, rowboat, wave ride. Cool shorty, too naughty, pool party, wet for the face ride. Annie up, penny down, hand me down, thrift store, old drip. New money, too funny, old shorty talking about old. I'm on that now, can't get a pass now. I'm a cash cow, keeping it brash now. Trash now, I'ma pass out. I've been killing my lows and living on highs. You see in the sky's the proof. You could just see in my eyes that there is no lies. I cannot disguise the truth. I've been duck dog getting to my new merch, colored duck sauce on the new couch with my chucks on. Get the